We'll be live soon on YouTube. Okay, it looks like we're live. Hello, if you are watching U.S. Women's National Team versus Ireland, it is 2-0 at halftime. Goals, of course, from Lynn, and then a debut goal from Izzy Rodriguez. Overall, this looks decent. I don't think it looks nearly as good as Thursday, but of course it doesn't because these players have not played together. And you see those moments because the off-the-ball movement is just not as fluid. It's also pretty hot out there. Let's see. I haven't hated seeing Olivia Moultrie play deeper. She has ended up playing deeper. I think she's got some nice vision on some of those through balls. Very new team. It's obvious. I thought Jordan Bugg has had a pretty solid game. I would like to see her be able to distribute more and Tara get up more. But with the lack of the off-the-ball movement, they're just not getting any space in that midfield. My goodness, Meza is a beast, winning balls everywhere despite her size. Yeah, like she's a good tackler. The other thing about Sam Meza is her positional awareness is just outstanding. You've got a completely new backline, you've got a new midfield, and they're all over communicating. You can watch them like constantly talking to each other about who is where. Sam Meza knows when she needs to drop back. She knows when she can take a step forward a little bit. She's really positionally doing a lot of work here. Unimpressed with Sam's and Moultrie. Sam's is trying, man. You can tell she's trying. But I just don't think – I think she's better in the center. And you see her, again, doing a lot of that work to over-communicate positionally. But I find the play between her and Sears to be a little too simplistic. It's not my favorite. Moultrie, again, I think has been better, deeper than I would expect her to be and should have more opportunities to play some of those through balls. I thought her service on that one free kick was lovely. But you can see the lack of positional awareness compared to a Sam Meza. And so sometimes she's a little bit behind coming into these tackles. But again, she doesn't play there normally, so I'm not sure I wouldn't expect it. I think she's got potential to play there. I think it's a hell of a lot easier to break in back there than it is at the 10 where she's trying to. So, all right, Sears has been pretty good. Yeah, Sears is also getting the advantage of having the just game flow let her get in there. I thought her service has been lovely. A few moments on the ball I'm not in love with where it's like a half step off. But it's fine. Okay. And just as a reminder, there are 233 of you, or 36 now, on TikTok, and there are only 26 of you on YouTube. You have a much better chance of me seeing your comment if you're on YouTube. It does not matter. I don't care where you watch this or do it. I'll try to do both, but it's just easier here. Want to see more of Ryan and Izzy? Yeah, well, that left side is just not – that left side's not getting the movement, right? And some of this is game flow. Some of this is, can we do more to make that happen? Is it – that Meza provides a little more space and room on the right, and Moultrie kind of crowds that side in an overload. I don't know. Waiting for, let's see. I think Tara looks good defensively. Playing on the left is new. She did pretty well. I wish she could do more runs. Yeah, but she's not getting the space. Yeah, Sam's loves to give out hospital passes. That was also happening quite a bit. Tara has looked good defensively. She had that one nice tackle. I want to see her running forward the way that we saw Sonnet doing on Thursday. That space should be there for her, but it's not. And I think it's because that if you look up top, when the back line has the ball, that top line ain't doing shit. They're just standing there. And if they don't start moving, there's nowhere for the midfield to go. So then everybody's just stagnant as they swing it around the back. It's boring. It's not fun. It doesn't let Tara do what Tara does. So anyway, that's the problem. What does this game need? It needs more off-the-ball movement, frankly. Is he doing mighty fine? Agreed. Always feel like Olivia is trying too hard. Yeah, but that's kind of her whole thing. I think Croy really grew into the game. Speaking of what the game needs, it needs the off-the-ball movement. I think Croy has the creativity and is moving more. The other thing that I think is not happening that is kind of a bummer is, Julie Foundy's right sometimes. Lynn Biandolo is a stretch 9, if you want to use that terminology. She's someone who has great pace, and they're playing a higher line. So we're not doing anything to test that out. And then that's part of what's making it such that there's no space for Tara to run into, right? So I'd like to see the back line test that and allow Lynn to stretch and do her job. Right now, because we're going up the flanks, we're not really letting Lynn do some of the things that Lynn does well. And Lynn has been actually doing a lot of off-the-ball work, has been hustling defensively, which she also always does. But until you start testing that and playing her in a little bit, you're not going to get the benefit of having a stretch 9. You might as well have somebody in here whose strength is hold up play instead. Okay. I hope, let's see. Sam seems a little bit out of place. She hasn't been playing on the outside in a minute. She's trying. She's working hard. Give me Patterson and Thompson. Thompson is injured. She is home. Ireland looks better today. That's because they're playing a weaker lineup. Oh no, your power went out, Matthew. I'm sorry. Meza needs to clean up her touches, good tackles, but too many turnovers. I don't disagree. I think her tackling is lovely, and again, her positional awareness is lovely. There's some touches that aren't working for me either. Most impressed, least impressed, plus impressed player of the half. Let's see. Is Meza better than Albert? Yes. At that position, yes. Have I caught Meza mania? No. I think she's strong. I don't think she breaks into the 23 right now, from what I have seen. But I feel like there's a lot more crashing of our players inside the box, fighting over the ball. Agreed. And that's a little bit just because that movement isn't happening early enough, right? So they all know to move once there's service, but you got to move before the service to create the gaps. I think, and we've done it a couple times. We did it, the time we got the goal. But if that movement is coming too late when that ball is coming in, it's going to look messy and just kind of like a free-for-all in the boxes, what the second goal looked like. So not always bad. Sometimes that chaos is good, but optimally, when you are overmatching this other team, you should just be moving a little bit earlier to create those spaces for folks to come in. Let's see. Oh, thank you for the kind words, E. I appreciate that. Because there's always other halftime stuff you can watch. Let's see. Okay, the comments are actually coming in hot on YouTube today, too. So I'm trying, y'all. I'll just keep putting your comment in and I'll see it. Not a ton to do, but proud of Bug looking calm in the back. I thought she looked great. I thought she looked very good in the back. Very strong. Do I see Lynn at the World Cup? I would put her a 50-50. I don't bet against Lynn Williams. That's just not Biandolo. I don't bet against her either. So Yasmin looks a bit off. Yes. And I don't know if that's her or if it's the game flow. I think Coffee will be one of the first subs. Maybe. See what happens with Sam Meza if that happens. I'd be curious. I'd like to see Sam's get a shot playing centrally. I would. Wonder if Rose gets 20 minutes. I hope so for the fans. Is there room for Heaps, Lavelle, Macario, and Bethune? Who gets cut? I think there is potentially room for all four, but I don't think. But then I think, it's really the other players at the 10. Because, right, Macario can play the 9. Heaps can, in theory, drop back further. I could see all four of them making the roster in 27. I could. I think Yaz would prefer to be on Sears' side. I agree. But I don't think Sears would do as well on the left. Hope Sam's gets a little more time. Y'all, my controversial theory, I don't think Sam's was going to play this game. I think Sam's is only playing because Giselle's out. I think Giselle was supposed to play this game. I think she was going to, again, just not get minutes. So, what do you think about our men's team? I'm trying not to think about it. No, look, I'll watch after this. I will watch, obviously. And we'll see how that goes. This is not going to be that easy of a matchup for the men. The men are... I was so excited for 2026. I increasingly wonder if I owe Greg Berhalter an apology because I talked mad shit and I just am not sure he's the problem anymore. Anyway, that's all I'll say. Let's see. If Heaps drops back, Lily is out, which would be the worst possible move. Again, it's just about use cases, right? Can you use people in different spots? Versatility is always going to be an added benefit when you're talking about staying in the pool. That's always going to be a big thing. I don't know that I would say anyone is having a standout performance for me today. Sears is by far getting the most time on the ball. Sears has had nice service. At no point, though, have I watched Sears and thought that she should displace anybody who's even on the A team in this round. I would still take Michelle Cooper over her. So that's the issue. Albert or Moultrie at the 10. I'd probably if we're going to, I would nope Albert for the non-footballing reasons, but for footballing, I would probably take Albert over Moultrie at the 10 right now. Can we pull the plug on the Moultrie experiment, please? Probably not. She's young. She's only 19. She's going to be here a minute. Where can you watch the game? Elizabeth, where can't you watch the game? TNT, True TV, Max, Universo, if you want it in Espanol. Westwood 1, which I keep seeing places. I don't know what it is. Did I watch okay, I will watch the Canada match. If you're asking about the other friendly, I have not watched it. Why even Albert or Moultrie when Croy or Rose are right, exactly. And I'm and I would still take Jaden Shaw over both of those players too. So, you're really talking Westwood 1 is radio. That's why I don't know it. Okay, thank you, Matt and Calvin. And thank you for the rose. #Ryan. Let's see, who's winning Euros? Germany. I have not felt this confident on a favorite in a long time, which probably means that I will be wrong and they will get bounced in the group and Sweden and Denmark will both advance out of that group. That's, and then we can all have a laugh. But I promise you I'll do a fully overconfident video about how I would put all my money on Germany. They looked dialed in. They were a lot of people's favorites in 2023, and it wasn't there. 24, they exceeded expectations at the Olympics, but I think they just look good. Will we see triple espresso at the next World Cup? I'm going to just say, like, together as the starting lineup, I vote no. And I don't vote no, like, because I just don't think it's likely that all three come back and all three are still the top option. I just don't think that's likely. Who stays in the forward pool when triple espresso are back? Alyssa Thompson, I think 1,000% stays. I think Sentnor stays. Kat Macario, if you consider her part of the forward pool, stays. I'm increasingly high on Michelle Cooper. Would you keep Real, Abello, or Izzy? I need to see Izzy do more here. I like Real because I think Real can play centrally. Hopefully, if we get a chance to see her. But again, positionally was a little off for me Thursday. Abello, I thought, had a nice time. Julie Ertz did join the Fox Zero commentary. I'm excited to see what that looks like. There's a lot of other people there I'm not so excited to see, and I'll be streaming a lot of it from Sweden instead. Let's see. Sentnor will be a starter, I think. I think that's very possible. Yeah. Thoughts on Spain's chances in the Euros? I haven't been super high on Spain for this Euros. I'm also not super high on them with the Bonmatí news. I know that they're saying she's going to come play. I think that's listen, I'm not a doctor. I'm not her doctor. But meningitis like that, I just can't see that would be a good idea. So maybe it's a thing where she sits the group stage and comes in later. But, they're obviously a very deep squad. I think they still have a shot, even no Bonmatí. But even with her, I think Germany's the favorite. Thoughts on Croy? I think Croy looks much better as the half has gone on. She's really grown into this game. She's got nice off-the-ball movement. She's very creative. I would like to see what she looks like with the lineup that played the other night. So, because it's not quite the same as Rose, but she's got some nice vision and the same she's got good creativity. All right, they're out, y'all. Again, if you don't follow or like or subscribe or whatever, go ahead, throw a like, throw a subscribe or follow, or I don't know. But we'll be back post-match to talk more about this. And let's fucking go. And YouTube, I say bye to you second. There's so many more of you here. Hi, it's fun. All right, I'll see you post-game.